Welcome to GREYS, your one-stop shop to finding winners across Australia from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Hall of Famer Neil Brown, Jason Campbell to look at Queensland and Tasmanian chasing, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, New South Wales expert Simon Orchard, and the Shane Train Williams rounds it out with his key plays and kennel mail in WA. Now, over to the team for this week's edition of GREYS.
Good morning and welcome along to GREYS on this Thursday, the 24th of April 2025. Excitement at fever pitch as we count down towards the third running of the Sandgroper tonight out there at Cannington. It is the best field I've ever seen assembled. It's going to be a tremendous night out there. The live broadcast right here on TAB radio throughout the course of the evening. Can't wait to keep you up to speed with everything going on at the track there tonight. We'll catch up with all the key players and hopefully help find you a winner or two. It's going to be a magnificent occasion. One man that'll be tuned in, I'm sure. Jace Campbell joins us to kick off the program today. JC, welcome. How are you today, mate? Great to have you on the show.
Yes, unfamiliar role for myself, Shorty. I feel like a bit like Nathan Lyon. The captain's given me the nod, put the pads on, get out there and face the last couple of overs as a night watchman. So, into a big day of racing over there in WA and obviously my plays at Albion Park in Hobart.
Yeah, big style. It's a superb night. The atmosphere over here is electric at the moment, JC, as you can imagine. It's a wonderful field. Kenya All Class, Good Odds Cobber, Deadly Avenger, Explicit, West on Sydney, Miss Envy, Lakeview, Emily and Tim Zoo. I've never seen a better race here in WA. It's just a star-studded lineup. A little bit of luck early is going to go a long way.
100%. It's always good to see these slot races. Hand-picked fields always bring out the best for greyhound racing, and I can't wait to watch a brilliant Sandgroper once again.
We'll have to get you across here in the years to come, JC, to soak it all up. It's a big few days in the West, that's for sure. But we need to build a bank because we've got 3 big days of punting across here in WA. We've got chasing tonight up there at Albion Park. Also in Hobart. Let's get your thoughts up there at Albion Park tonight.
Yeah, great night of racing at Albion Park. We've got 4 heats of the Brisbane Young Guns. I'm going to kick off in race 5. It is the first heat of the Young Guns. I'm with the 3 here, Rhett James. He made quite a big statement early on in his career, running really fast times at Ipswich and Albion Park. I think he's getting back to his best form now. We saw him, break a very brand new track record at the Q at his first start there, and I think he's boxed really well here. Satoshi in box 2. First up from a Vince Curry Memorial win. We saw him be a little slow away from the boxes in those 3 wins. So I think Rhett James can get the jump on him early and be extremely hard to run down.
All righty, so we're starting it off with the white rug in race 5, number 3, Rhett James. Then on to race number 6.
Playing the red here, Mossy Boots. She's had 2 runs back from a 3-month break. She won first up and she ran second last week, hitting the line well. I think the key to this race is there's not a great deal of speed across all these 8 boxes. I think if she can just hold a position off box 1, she is a bitch that can burn the candle at both ends, and she looks a fair enough price in race 6.
Very nice. Race 5, number 3, race 6, number 1, the red rug there with Mossy Boots, and you're saving the best till last up there at Albion Park tonight.
Yeah, it's very keen on this runner tonight, Shorty. Race 8, number 8, Simulate. I think she's a very, very good price in this race. The key to this race for me is the 4, Moat Magic. If you watch any of her replays up there, she has been absolutely brilliant out of the lids. I think she'll quite easily cross Blue Blend in the initial stage of this race. We just need to Simulate to get across in the second position, and from there, she has runs over the 600 metres under her belt. I think she'll be too strong late in the piece, and she presents great value in race 8.
Very nice. Race 8, number 8, Simulate to round out the trio tonight there at Albion Park. 5, 3, 6, 1, 8, 8. Let's head down to Tassie. We've got an interesting card tonight there at Hobart. You've got a couple for us midway through and deeper into the card.
Race 7, number 4, Gaslock. Love this dog dropping in grade here. Back to Masters Company for the first time. I think that's a bit of a pearl for the punters out there. Dogs coming out of graded company back to Masters Company. They're always very hard to beat and obviously well found in the market, this runner. But it's been racing a lot better dogs in recent months, and I think it'll be extremely hard to hold out in race 7.
All right, that's race 7, number 4, Gaslock. And then on to race number 9 to finish it up.
I think this runner here in race 9 is really well drawn, number 8, Spider Pig. He's had the 6 starts from box 8 for 2 wins and 2 placings. Just want to take on Zipping Queenie. He is racing in good form. However, he isn't the best out of the boxes, and if Spider Pig can get that fly across him, it'll be extremely hard to hold out.
The interestingly named Spider Pig, race 9 at number 8 to send us home there tonight at Hobart to go along with race 7, number 4, Gas Lock. Well, I'm sure you've had a bit of a look, and it's a bit unfair for me to have to put the blowtorch onto you, but if I was to give you $100 to have a bet on the Sandgroper tonight, JC, is there one runner that you would gravitate towards?
Team Deadly Avenger for me. I just think that recent win in the Perth Cup Group 1 level, run those low 29.40s with great splits early. I think he is the runner to be with in the Sandgroper this year. I think he's a fair price at $5.50, but obviously you could make a case for all 8 runners. It's a great race.
Yeah, you're right. It's the best race I've seen since following the sport of 4 odd decades. And 1998, the National Sprint Championship final that Rapid Journey won over here in WA was probably the best field I'd seen up until now. It was a time where there were a bunch of absolute superstars of the sport that they were strutting their stuff. The greatest of them was Rapid Journey at the time, and he went on back when Box 6 was the brown rug. He came out and took out that national sprint final, but anticipation is massive for this race tonight. Never seen a deeper field, and as you've said, hats off to the slot holders. We've come up with just an absolutely epic affair tonight. So for JC, he'd be backing Deadly Avenger at the nice price there tonight. JC, as always, great catching up with your good self. Thanks as always for your time. Have a ripper time of it over the next few days.
Thanks, Shorty. All the best tonight, and good luck to all the listeners out there.
There we have it. Jace Campbell does a fine job for us each and every week here on Great Greys, and he's had a good look tonight, Albion Park and Hobart. Maddie, I'll throw back to you for a moment. We've had a few problems getting hold of the main man, the Shane Train. No doubt he's in massive demand at the moment with everyone across here for the Sandgroper tonight. Have we been able to track him down yet, Maddie?
No, I can't get a hold of him, but I do have Neil Brown if you want to keep rolling on.
Well, yeah, I think it's a pretty decent little switch around. We'll go to the Hall of Fame and Neil Brown, and I'm sure he'll be keeping a very close eye on the big Sandgroper tonight. Let's welcome him in. Good morning to you, Neil.
Good morning, David. Yes, all the action in the West tonight. Really looking forward to it. Some exciting racing coming out of there, isn't it? And, the best dogs in the land going around at Kennington tonight.
It's a really special race, and obviously to have dogs from all parts of Australia coming across to be a part of it's amazing. Quickly get your thoughts on the Victorian runners. So Kenya All Class draws box number 1, Deadly Avenger, the Perth Cup winner from only a few weeks ago, the very talented Explicit, best in the land for a period of time now. Back from stud duties to the racetrack, also Lakeview Emily and Tim Zoo. It's a very talented handful from the Big V that will be taking place in the race tonight. What are your thoughts on that handful of runners for the big one over here?
Yeah, gee, mate, hard to separate them. All got a stack of ability and big motors. Explicit, well, could he do any more? Probably not. What he's already achieved. And very impressive Deadly Avenger. Probably had a little bit of luck as it turned out on race night. But a very capable greyhound. They've all performed well, haven't they, David? It wouldn't surprise. You just got to lean to Explicit a bit. He's just such an outstanding performer, and he'll be at his very best. I think he's the best of those. Kenya All Class has drawn beautifully in one. So they're going to be competitive and very, very hard to beat, David.
Yeah, it's a mighty, mighty race. Any way you chop it up. The dog that gets a bit of luck, and if there's one of them that happens to be able to cross and get a clear lead, whichever of the 8 it is, they would be very, very hard to run down, you'd suggest. It's going to be such a competitive affair and cannot wait for it. You've been in tip-top form for us, Brownie, in recent times. Let's see if we can't continue that on tonight there. Got a big 12-race card at Sandown. It all gets underway. WA time, 4:39 this afternoon. Take us through your thoughts for the early quaddie.
Yeah, pretty tough night tonight with a lot of class runners down at Warrnambool for the heats of the Cup. Race 1, we've got a 5:15, 6th and 7th grader here. I'm taking 1, 7 and 5. I think the 1 might be the one to beat. Chaplain, best draw to the main 2. A little disappointing last week, but looks the leader here. But I'm going to take 7 and 5 as well. Race number 2, 5.95 race win. Race here over the middle distance, and I'm taking 4, 1 and 7. I've got the 4 on top. Lamiataya, I think, looks the leader. It has won here in a solid time and can come out okay. So I've got that greyhound on top, but certainly chances to 1 and 7. Just to race the third leg of the quaddie. We've got the Naval Park RSL in tonight. We've got a tremendous night to honour Anzac Day tomorrow. And we have a very moving ceremony with the lights off and our bugler in. And we've got a great relationship with the local RSL club. And the boys will all be in attendance with putting plenty of pressure on me to find them a winner. I'll go 4, 1 and 2 in the third leg, David. Looks the leader here, Shimmer Time. Just nailed him last week. I think he's got not a lot of pace around him tonight, and he is a tiny bit weak late, but I think he might be able to hang on for us tonight. 4, and I'm going to take 1 and 2 as well. Fourth leg of the early quad here for the veterans over the 5:15. It's a really good race. Some great campaigners here. I'm taking 6, 2 and 5. I've got the 6 on top, Hector Frawley. All-distance superstar, certainly around here. He's won 7 over this distance, and of course he's won over the other distance as well. 7 and 8 from 27. I think he's a one to beat, but certainly chances of Trooper Tears. It went like a jet recently, and the 5 goes okay as well. Here comes Artie, so I'm going to take those 3. Main quad tonight, race number 5, Hero 595, grade 5s. Very, very difficult race. I'm going to take 4 in this, 3, 4, 8 and 2. I've got the 3 on top. Where's Barley? Upset the apple cart in that hot free-for-all last week when he got up at $46. He has won here in 34.08 over the distance, so that doesn't present a problem to him. He's racing in pretty solid form, and I think I think he might be the one to beat here. He just needs a little bit of luck as he is slow out. The 4 goes okay, if only doesn't begin, has sort of a chance in the race if it is open and need a little bit of luck. So too the 8 needs some luck. Paul Harris from out there, and but can come out on occasion. And the 2's racing very in solid form at the Meadows with a nice win there on the 12th of the 4th from box number 1, it's drawn okay, Annabelle Rose in the 2. Going to race number 6. Here I'm taking 7, 8 and 4. See if we can find it here over the 595. I've got the 7 on top. I think it's the greyhound to beat, Sweet Beat. Fastest heat winner. These qualified on the Monday a week or so ago for this final. Has won well in Sydney. He's made a Group 3 final. I think it should lead. And it is pretty short, though. The 8's a chance, definitely. Paul Quimby. A good record here, 3 and 2 from 7. Second of the fave in the heat. He's a little slow out, so, it just needs a bit of luck. And the 4, I think, is a chance. Paul Vince, always thereabouts, has been placed quite often here in its 5 of its 6 or so starts. So we'll take 7, 8 and 4. Race 7, very even race here. I've taken a few in this. This is the mixed 4th and 5th graders over the 5:15. I'm taking 1, 7, 4 and 2. I've got Pork I'm keen about it. Well boxed. Loves it here at Sandown. 4 and 6 from 11. It's in form. I think it's a one to beat in this race, although I'm taking a few in it. The 7's pretty honest. Paul Roswell, just needs a bit of luck from 7. The 4's a chance. Dr. Asher won a sort of a low grade race last week, but was a pretty good performance coming from behind. Good win in weaker company, but it is in form. And the 2's got a big motor, as we know, Nancy DeVerne, big motor. Hit and miss early. If it happened to land on the bunny, it might be hard to beat. So 1, 7, 4 and 2. Coming home in the quad, pretty good race here. Race number 8, mixed 3rd and 4th graders over the 595. I made it 2, 8 and 1. I think the 2, I'm sticking with him. I tipped him last week. And I don't think there's a lot of pace drawn around him tonight. He's a great old campaigner, Giovanni Fernando. He's 4 and 12 from 29 on the track. And he can show a bit of early speed. He might be the one to beat. Not a lot of early pace around him tonight, I don't think. The 8's a chance, definitely. Paul Yasmin loves it here, 5 and 4 from 12. It's in hot form around the Meadows. Needs a bit of luck from 8. It is 1 from 6 from box 8, so that worries me a little. And the red, certainly a chance of Trillo Bar, racing well, solid second last week. It's drawn okay in the 1. So good luck and good punting. My best bet, David, tonight, Couldn't really find too much. I do like race 7, number 1, Porquine, but it's a bit short for us around the even money mark, $2. But no real standouts tonight and a pretty tough card at Sandown Park, so good luck and good punting.
Very nice work. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate your time as always, and good luck to all the big V chasers tonight as well in the Sandgroper. Look forward to our chat next week, Neil.
Good on you, David. Thanks, mate.
There we have it. Neil Brown, the Hall of Famer, joining us this morning here on Great Greys on TAB Radio. Our first race for broadcast on the program will be race number 1 from Tamworth. It's 10 minutes away. A couple of scratchings here of the 1 and the 5 leaves us with just the 6 runners. It's a pay 1 and 2 only. Tajawal, our current favourite, at $2.40 on the fixed odds with Tab Touch in from $3.40. Mindspace is 6 into $5.50. Tanui's been easy to back, $3.60 to $5.50. Our Bambino, $8 into 6. Descending Mist is $8.50 into $6.50. And the outsider of the field is Ring Ahoy, $6.50 out to $7.50. 10 minutes away at the first race of the day there at Tamworth. Matty, any news from the train?
No news at all. He hasn't arrived. I do have Sean Matheson, though. He's ready to go.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Well, I've just had a message through to say that the train will be ready next up. So we will go to our great friend Sean Matheson to talk all things South Australian greyhound racing. And then we've managed to track down the Shane train. He'll be with us soon here on TAB Radio. But let's get across to Sean. Another very busy night of chasing to look forward to this evening there at Angle Park. Welcome to you, Sean. How do we find you today?
Yeah, hi, David. Yeah, great to be on the show. Happy for the early call-up to be with you. But, yeah, really excited about what lies ahead for us tonight at Angle Park in particular, the $50,000 Anniversary Cup final. And I was going through the quality of the field that we've been able to attract into the final, certainly highlighted by 2 superstars of the track, both Morton and Scalacci. But the other greyhounds who've made the final, like Uncle Tommy Group 1 winner, Paul Petrov, SA Derby winner, Where's Poppy, SA Oaks winner. The depth is amazing, and so really looking forward to that race tonight, and also our SA Distance Championship final as well, on what promises to be one of our great race nights here in SA, and then obviously we've got other racing throughout the week. But yeah, really looking forward to tonight. Weather's perfect, so and obviously all the cross-coding as well, that we get to see the Sandgroper tonight, I think the Warrnambool Cup heat. So if you're a greyhound fan, absolutely tonight's the night to be tuned in.
Big style. And yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? A year on from last year's edition of the Sandgroper, we get to see Morton going around tonight in the Anniversary Cup final. Last year's winner of the Sandgroper, Hector Foley, a year on, is going around at Sandown tonight in a veterans race. And great to see the Perth Cup winner and Dual Group 1 winner, Uncle Tommy, as part of the Anniversary Cup final field tonight. Another former West Aussie and Daddy's Girl as well, who was a nice heat winner last week. So there's plenty of interest in this year's Sandgroper, but a number of runners out of last year's race that have popped up around the place. That'll be a part of the big night of chasing around Australia as well. So just great when you have a big race. There's so many different form lines and different quality dogs come out of it, and great to see a number of them going around at different meetings tonight. Along with the Anniversary Cup, we get to see the distance dogs strutting their stuff as well in that SA Distance Championship final tonight, and really good field assembled there as well. Lincoln Girl, Springvale Bray, Infrarock, Fire Chamber, all there. The big four in that SA Distance Championship final tonight are all very, very talented stayers in their own right. Yeah,
most definitely, David. I said anyone who loves a staying race, and particularly at the best level, and this is the best level within SA of our best stayers. An 8-dog final always is great racing for the on-course patrons. I love seeing them, go around a couple of times. So yeah, really looking forward to that. And the point you made just about, sometimes we can have too much feature racing all landing, and you can sort of get cannibalised a little bit by the quality. But what happens, obviously, with some of the slot races, like the Sandgroper, a lot of those dogs are locked in weeks in advance. Trainers have the opportunity then to look elsewhere, and our Anniversary Cup, from an SA point of view, just lands really nicely for those dogs who, are absolutely stars of the track, but for whatever reason just aren't selected. like in the Sandgroper, and they look to come to SA. So I feel like we've got a bit of a niche spot there. And so on this occasion, having all these feature races all at one time is quite a good thing.
Well, the upside to it is you'd think, maybe we might struggle for quality, but you look across the board and there's still elite chasers going around in all of the different events that are on at the same time at the moment. So it says something for the depth of chasing that is right here in Australia at the moment, that we can have these different series on and we're still left with real high quality fields.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think, again, as I said, the quality is there, every feature final, and again, we're so rapt to have the interstate representation, and obviously the local dogs here that have come into the state or have been here have certainly performed really well. So we're really rapt by what we've been able to draw together for tonight's feature events, for sure. All
right, well, let's see if we can't find a winner or two for the listeners on this 12-race program. Where she would be having a bet?
Okay, so they're all best bets tonight, David. So the first of them will come up in race 4, and I like number 1, Mandala, for Cam Butcher. Even money quote for her. She draws the red. She just looks the absolute leader here off the inside draw. She's been running against stronger opposition in the likes of Bookaloo and Zinfandel Trace. She has gone 30-60 and running 5th behind Bookaloo 3 runs ago, but she has run sub 30-50 as well. So I just think off the inside, at that even money quote, she'll hopefully get our winners off to a good start for tonight.
Like at race 4, the Red Rug Mandala. The second of your plays?
The second of the plays will come up in the SA Distance Championship final, and I do like number 7, Springvale Bray here for Gavin Harris. I think the point you made about the big 4 effectively in the market, there's a couple of them are either not in the absolute best form or can't necessarily get the 700-metre trip, or there could be some doubt there. Whereas with Springvale Bray, has won 2 of his last 3, an out-and-out stayer. He proved it last week in the heat that he got a little bit lost mid-race, just got behind runners. He's a dog who does like to be on the rails. But once he found clear going late in the event, he charged home to only just go down in his heat, making many, many lengths up in the final straight. Yes, he's drawn out a little bit, and I think that's why you're getting, a slightly better price, around that 320 mark, because he's going to need to begin pretty well, find himself a spot mid-race, and then charge home. And the fear would be that he won't get that spot early. But I do think there's not much speed to his inside. So I think he'll be able to get across, find that spot, and he's going to stay all day. So he will be getting home late in the event, and he's definitely the one to look out for, particularly if he doesn't have to go off the rails.
All right, race 6, number 7, Springvale Bray in the staying race. And the third of your plays?
The third of all, David, I have to go to the Anniversary Cup final, and as already mentioned, wonderful addition that we've got here tonight, race 8. And I'm going to go with the champ Scalacci, a bit more with the heart, but also with the head as well. I mean, he couldn't have been more impressive last week and has returned to South Australia. Went 30-24 from this box 2, ran straight to the front in a 5:19 first split. I'm banking on him going a little bit quicker, and he's going to have to because it's such a hot field. I think he can cross Morton, and ultimately, David, I think that's the key. If he gets across Morton, then Morton has to do the chasing. We know Scalacci's a wonderful dog when out in front. If he doesn't cross Morton, then it makes it a little bit tougher, but I'm banking on another run here in SA, slight improvement, running to the front. He's got out a little bit in the market, about that $3 mark, but he's such a superstar of the track, and we're fortunate to see him again in South Australia. We know he doesn't probably have too many other races left in him before Tauja retires him, and so looking for him to go out on a winner here in SA.
All right, so Scalacci gets the nod. 4-1-6-7-8-2. Minute 30 to get your bets on punters for race number 1 of the day here at Tamworth. Tadgewal at $2.30 on the fixed odds. Tanui at $4.80. $6 for our Bambino at $6.50 and upwards a remainder. Got Murray Bridge Friday, Angle Park Saturday and Gawler on Sunday. Anything for the punters there, Sean?
Okay, it'll be quick because I know you've got a race coming up. So tomorrow, Murray Bridge, race 7, number 2, Buddhistown for Ray Fewings. Back to Murray Bridge. He hasn't had much luck here at Angle Park. He's very strong, nice up-and-coming chaser, should be very hard to hold out. Angle Park on Saturday morning, race 7, number 1, South King for Clint Trengove in our time-graded meeting. Again, very even bunch of dogs. Has won a couple of races off the inside draw, should lead and win there. And then at Gawler on Sunday, race 8, number 4, Vic Rose for Tony Lagana. Got the job done for us last week. I think he can win again. Comes to a middle draw. He'll have to begin well, but I think he can. Looks really hard to beat.
Very nice. Murray Bridge Friday, race 7, number 2. Angle Park Saturday, race 7, number 1. And Gawler Sunday, race 8, number 4, Vic Rose. Beautifully done, Sean. Appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. Thank you so much, and wishing you all the very best for your weekend upcoming, and a big night of chasing there this evening at Angle Park. Enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks for your time, and good luck tonight with the Sandgroper in WA.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Well, there were fears that there may be a late scratching for the big one tonight, the Sandgroper. The Shane Train, he'd been out of range, but it's great to know that he's up on his feet again and ready to roll. We welcome him to Great Greys on this Thursday. Hello, Train.
Yeah, morning, Shorty. Morning, listeners. Apologies there. I was a little bit confused of the days, being Mandurah racing last night and Kennington tonight. So, yeah, my bad. And that many things going through my head at the moment, I forgot all about it. So apologies there, Shorty.
The main thing is you've picked up now, Train. Now, I can understand in the excitement of it all, you've got a bit confused. This race is absolutely spectacular. I've never seen better here in WA, following the sport for nearly 4 decades. It's a phenomenal lineup. Credit to all of the slot holders that have done a fine job in identifying these runners for the big race tonight. And look, you can chop it up and think whatever you think about the race. I wouldn't talk anybody out of any runner in this race, because quite simply, if they happen to get the right run and a look at the arm, all 8 of these runners are capable of running phenomenal times.
No, 100%, Shorty. I mentioned it a few times. I think it's the best race that's been assembled this year, not let alone WA. You got the youth, you got the X Factors, you got the proven Group 1 dogs, and the season Group 1 dogs, and the box draws just given every dog pretty much an even chance. So I think it's whatever gets the luck tonight. Shorty is going to get the job done, and yeah, I can't wait for it. It's a great way to kick off the Western Trilogy, and I know a lot of people from the other codes are going to get there tonight, so they'll witness a great spectacle there, no doubt, Shorty.
It's going to be a wonderful night of chasing, and of course, if you can't make it, tune into TAB Radio. We'll have the live broadcast throughout the course of the night, catching up with all of the key connections, and it's going to be a lot of fun out there. If you can't make it to the track, tune into TAB Radio, and we'll certainly do everything we can to make you feel like you're having that racetrack experience this evening. Also, an exciting time for your kennel. Mandurah Derby heats on Friday night, and we get to see 2 very, very talented sprinters from your kennel in Iconic Jet, and also Rip and Moses going around in heats of the Mandurah Derby. And both of them, with the experience that they've been able to get, they've worked their way up the grades and now dropping back to age-restricted company. They look really well placed. It must be an exciting time ahead for yourself and your kennel.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. They're both 100% jumping out of their skins, raring to go. So, yeah, Rip and Moses is coming out of, races like the Lou Dorser and up to the open grade company, back to his own age. So he'll really relish that. And it was good to see Iconic Jet get the job done last week. And I was really glad that I took him to the races last week. He did get a little bit fizzed up, and he did play up a little bit in the kennel. So I'm glad he's had that one under his belt now, and he went really well. He's just a real proper dog, that dog, and hopefully he can stay sound, because there's big things ahead for that dog, hopefully. So yeah, really looking forward to them heats tomorrow night. There's also interstate visitor from Mexico, Giacomo, over with the Holst kennel. So he's been in Geelong Cups and stuff like that. So he's a well-seasoned, credentialed dog as well. So and amongst our local dogs as well, there's a few handy local dogs in there as well. So shaping up to be a great series there, Shorty.
big time, and the Sprinters Plate heats as well, Saturday night, Cannington. So it's a very busy weekend of chasing here in the West. We're only 15 seconds away from the first here at Ipswich. Katie Wisdom, $3. Red Toffee, $4.60. Overturn at $5.50. Rupees at $6. Hassana, $7. $8.50. Dare to Love, it's 23 and upwards. Matty, I'll throw back to you for the first here at Ipswich, and we'll return with the Shane train after this 800-metre scamper at Ippy.
And they are set, so we'll have the dibs for Tamworth the other side. Here's race one.
First. Set to run, red light on. Gates open and they're racing. KT Wisdom away midfield. Starts to accelerate through with Hassana. Thrill Seekers driving up with Overturn deeper, and the roughie Venomex wants in on the action as well. They were followed by Red Toffee from Dare to Love, who's just back beyond midfield now. 2 lengths to Rapisi and about 3 away. Remamia last of all. Running towards the turn. KT Wisdom being attacked here by Hassana the outside. Deeper on the track was Venomex pushing through Thrill Seeker. Overturn 5 out. Dare to Love 6 out. Red Toffee runs up behind them from Rapisi and Remamia. In the straight, driving up the rail, KT Wisdom got to the lead again from Hassana, who's in for the fight. Then Thrill Seeker, Red Toffee running on now, and then came Overturn. Hassana's a bit wayward with KT Wisdom, who's kicking back the rail. They drive to the line together. I think KT Wisdom's just nosed out Hassana here. Third in Red Toffee. They were followed by Rapisi, and then Thrill Seeker, Dare to Love, Remamia, Overturn, and Venomex was last. Rails will get it. Rail out, and there was a bit of a gap between them, but the inside will win. Number 10, KT Wisdom, the favourite, takes out the first.
All right, dibs to come there at Ipswich. Tamworth, Tawanui, 5.40 and 2.10. Our Bambino, 2.90. No div, Tajawal. 11.20 Quinella, 21.40 Exacta, 39.60 Trifecta. First 4, 7, 2, 3 and 6, $150.10. Sub 3, 1 and 5, the 2 scratchings and their interim. $1.85 in race 2, Cheeky Dancer in from 2.15. The second race at 5 after 11, and at Ipswich it should be 10, 4 and 1.
This is your home of the Greyhound Good Oil, Great Greys.
Well, it's now 21 minutes away from 11 o'clock. We're catching up with the Shane Train Williams, talking all things Sandgroper and WA chasing over the next few days. The feature race we touched on tonight there, Train, there's all 8 dogs, very, very special in their own right. What have you come up with your first 4 in order for the big one tonight?
Yeah, I just thought the winner out of the box draw, Shorty, was Good Odds Copper. He does look like he can get the rail first, getting in front of Kenya All Class, and I think Deadly Avenger in 3 will hold his line pretty straight, and if anything, maybe help Good Odds Copper by holding Explicit up. But I think Good Odds Copper with the draw, I'll put him on top. He's a seasoned campaigner. He's been in a lot of Group 1s Australia-wide. He's gone to Brisbane. He's gone to Temora, Country New South Wales. He's obviously the favourite for the Easter egg last week and didn't have any luck. So I've got him on top. It's hard to go past Explicit as well. I mean, a lot of people are knocking the dog because he hasn't raced for 4 months, but if you go back and look at his form, a lot of his races are always spaced 4 and 5 weeks between runs. So I don't think it'll be an issue, and he's got one of the best trainers, if not the best trainer in the country, on the other end of the lead. So he'll be hard to beat. I put him in for second. In for third, I thought Deadly Avenger, the Perth Cup winner, he's done nothing wrong at all. He's had them 4 or 5 runs around Kennington now, so he's quite used to the track and that Safe Chase lure. And then I couldn't split 4 for, I think, 1 or 8. They'll both be hitting the line, Kenya All Class and Tim Zoo. And I think Tim Zoo's race relies a lot upon Lakeview Emily in 7, because if she can get the start right, he can get a good card over. So, and we've seen him dive bomb fields from well back in the race. So, yeah, 2, 4, 3, and then a bracket 1 and 8 for me, mate. Yeah,
they're the 2 run-on dogs, Kenya All Class and also Tim Zoo. It's really interesting because Lakeview Emily is, when you break it down, one of the speediest dogs in the country, and in that Golden Easter Egg final showed blistering pace to get across and lead up. Yeah, that's what. If this race was in Sydney or Melbourne, she would be a lot shorter and she'd be the logical leader. Just this Safe Chase lure, she would have never have seen it before, and that's probably why she didn't go quick early last week. So if she can adjust to that and sort of hear it a little bit better, she's a big chance of putting some speed into the race. Miss Envy, WA Greyhound of the Year, absolute superstar in her own right, drawn in box number 6. She's absolutely capable of winning a race like this. And the other dog we haven't mentioned, West on Sydney, a lot of these dogs went round in trials in the week of the build-up to the Sandgroper, and it was West on Sydney who was the fastest of those trials, running 29.23. Now, granted, it's not a solo trial in this race tonight, but it just really underpins what sort of field you've got when the dog that's trialling the fastest going in is the outsider of the field.
Yeah, and in saying that, Shorty, I've always been a big rap on this dog, but his box manners have sort of not been up to standard in this level. He's been getting away with it in novice company, but in saying that, these last couple of runs, he's trimmed them first sections down. He's even broke 550 there. I think it might have been a 549 there when he won his last start. So, again, he's going to need to nail the start and get a clear run. Box 5's no help for him, but he's the X factor, isn't he? He's like, I mentioned it to Diggers and Tim this morning, he'd be like a 3-year-old in a Cox Plate, you know, a real up-and-coming young dog. So, great race. Just can't wait to get out there, Shorty, and get amongst it and witness what's probably going to be one of the greatest races we've seen at Kennington.
Yeah, indeed. I think the greatest, and you'll be joining us on the live broadcast at different stages throughout the course of tonight as well, which I'm really looking forward to having a chat to you. It sounds like there's going to be a wonderful crowd, and what I love about the Western Trilogy is that all three codes get around each other here. There's going to be a truckload of the gallops and also the harness racing people that will be out there on track tonight, and the red carpet's well and truly out for all of our interstate and overseas visitors. We certainly do wish you all the very best, and please come and say hello. If there's anything we can do to help out, just give us a yell and we'll do what we can. There's a first fall carryover on tonight's Sandgroper final as well. Just under 20,000 there. That market with Tab Touch explicit at $3.80 in from $4.20. Good Odds Cobbler Popular $5.50 to $4.80. Deadly Avenger 6 into $4.80. Kenya All Class $5.50, very firm at that quote. Good Money Lakeview Emily the last little bit. 10 got as big as 12, now almost half that at $6.50. Tim Zoo 8 as big as $9.50, now $8.50. Miss Envy 6 got to 10, now back into 9, and West on Sydney is a $15 outsider out from $13. But it all takes place tonight, 24 minutes past 8 WA time. Make sure you're tuning into the Sandgroper. Outside of the feature race tonight, Train, are there anything else you like for the punters to get involved with?
See, that's a big go, Lakeview Emily, isn't it, Shorty? Them Ramboys must have opened up the purse strings there, spending some of that overpass money from the last couple of years. So, big go there, Lakeview Emily. Yeah, I do like a few there, Shorty. We'll kick it off in the Constellation, which is the Sun Chaser, race 7, number 3, Bezecchi. He's been drawn horrible, to be honest, and he just gets that real good drawn in tonight. 1 and 2 got speed, and I think they can cut at each other. And the most important part is, Shorty, they both really want to get wide off the track. So this will allow the rail for Bezecchi to sort of be sneaking up along the rail up that back straight. And we know how strong he is at the back end of the races. So, like I said to the boys this morning, it's not going to be straightforward. We're going to need a little bit of luck. But I just think the way this race maps out, I think Bezecchi's going to get the rail to himself, and that's when he can produce his best run. So race 7, number 3, Bezecchi to kick us off.
All righty, next to them.
Yeah, race 8, number 2, Sublime's come up really, really short. What I can say is just have it in your multis punters tonight, and if you have an quaddy, you could probably almost nearly play it one out as well. I didn't mind Connie keeping out wide for the exotic. So if you wanted to play 2 8-field, 2-field 8, she's really well drawn out there, and I think she can run into the placings behind Sublime. He's won 3 from 4. He's got blistering early speed, and he just looks perfectly placed there. And I think I've seen $1.35 this morning, which I don't like, tipping dogs like that. But I did do the form last night and not expecting that price. So race 8, number 2, Sublime.
Well, it's on the drift, so it's out to $1.60 now. So $1.40 out to $1.60, so it's a little more palatable. And the third of your specials.
Yeah, race 10, number 8, Shorty, Page 1 News, trained by Cody Charles. She lost away there for a while. She was a dog that Cody obviously had a high opinion of, took her up to Brisbane, I think, for an Oaks or a Futurity up there, and she come home and she lost away for a little bit. He's found the key to her. She was a really good winner last start in 29.8, and just looks a nice map for her to sail down the outside early on and get the cash. She loves Kennington, and I think she'll be hard to beat to finish this off. Race 10, number 8, Page 1 News.
Race 10, number 8, Page 1 News, currently 340 on the fixed odds with Tab Touch. And that 29.82 last start was the giveaway that the dog's back somewhere near her best. Anytime you're running sub 30, you're going okay. 29.8 is a really good indicator that Page 1 News is firing. And with room to zoom out there, if it can begin like it did last start, get up there on top of the pace, it should take a little bit of stopping. Race 10, number 8, Page 1 News to go along with race 8, number 2, Sublime, and race 7, number 3, Bazeki. Friday night, we touched on your runners there, but it sounds like you're really happy. They'll be appearing in my tips for Friday night there, both Rip and Moses and also Iconic Jet. And it sounds like they're both fully wound up, ready to rock.
Yeah, no, I can't be more happy with them two dogs, Shorty. They've been waiting for these races to come, and we just elected to give Rip and Moses the week off last week, and just because he'd been racing week in, week out in that tougher company, and he really thrived on that little freshen up. So yeah, really expect him to run well, and his brother, Iconic Jet, he's drawn the squeeze. But if he can get a crack at him early, we're going to see a nice run in him, that's for sure. Can't wait. Really excited, and can't wait to get there and watch the Nulla Ball from Mandurah. So great night's racing, both the dogs and the trots tomorrow night, and really looking forward to it, Shorty.
And no doubt you'll be there at the big luncheon that's on in about an hour and 15 minutes' time. I'll be quickly jumping in the shower, throwing on the suit and getting along to Optus Stadium. That'll be a bit of fun this afternoon in the build-up to Sandgroper night tonight. Yeah,
I'm just on my way there now, actually, and great to catch up with a lot of people there. Obviously, all three codes, that's the best part, just mingling with all three codes and having a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke, and then we'll get serious, Shorty. We'll get to Kennington, and like I said earlier last week as well, it's just great for the Greyhounds to kick off this Western Trilogy, and what a race it's going to be. Can't wait.
Magnificent. Good on you, Train. Appreciate you taking our call. We'll see you there at the lunch soon and look forward to having you as part of our coverage tonight here on TAB Radio covering the Sandgroper.
Thanks very much, Shorty. Appreciate it, and all the best to the punters out there, and good luck to everyone in the Sandgroper tonight. Cheers.
Magnificent. There we have it. The Shane Train Williams joining us here on Great Greys, where it's now 12 minutes away from 11 o'clock, and he will be there at the lunch there tonight. And Friday night punters, his two greyhounds, Rip and Moses, and also Iconic Jet, look very well placed in heats of the Mandurah Derby. Matty, any divs to clear?
That from Ipswich, the first event, paying at Tamworth and at Ippy. KT Wisdom 320, 120, Hasana 280, Red Toffee $1.10, 12.40 Quinella, 17.40 Exacta, 105.30 Trifecta, 10.417 first four, $282.50. Sub 10 scratching 2, and there goes correct weight there now in the opener. 22 minutes from the second. And note Jake Bayliss, late replacement there for horse 12. Zoo Big Boy, the fave at 2.25 in front of Tobias Miss at 2.30. And the next race to bring you still 15 away at Tamworth. That's at 5 after 11.
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Greys.
And we round out the show today with a chat to our great friend Simon Orchard. We'll be having a look at all things New South Wales chasing. We'll also get his thoughts on the New South Wales runner in Good Odds Cobber, who will be going around in the Sandgroper tonight. Welcome to you, Simon. Great catching up. Hope you had a lovely Easter, mate. And, there'll be plenty of people jumping aboard the New South Wales rep Good Odds Cobber in the Sandgroper tonight. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, good afternoon, Shorty. Good afternoon, listeners, mate. I'm refreshed. I've been in Byron Bay for a week, having the time of my life, and I get back and everything's happening, mate. You're right, Sandgroper final tonight. The Cob's drawn pretty well, box 2. One thing about the Cobber, mate, if he gets to the rail, gee whiz, he's mighty hard to get past. So much so, we saw in the final of the Egg, we ran into the rail a couple of times and just had no luck down the straight for the first time. I guess the speed out wide, mate, is the query. You know, Lakeview Emily from 7, Miss Envy's, I'm not sure how she's going at the moment, but last year at least, a really reliable beginner. Explicit's come back in fine form. I guess if Cobber can poke his nose through and somehow get to the fence, he's a really good chance. And 480, I think, last time I checked. Hasn't gone around to those odds for a while, so I like him, mate. I don't mind him from box 2 at all.
Excellent. He looks to be right in the mix. Good Odds Cobber, such a professional greyhound, and one of the key chances going into the Sandgroper there tonight. Lots happening in New South Wales greyhound racing as well. Plenty of meetings in your neck of the woods. I'll handball across and you can take us through some of the key plays over the next few days.
Yeah, appreciate that, mate. Tonight's a big one for us. 7:15 heats at the Gardens. I'll get a quick thought from you at the end of this, Shorty, but if you want some best bets, 6-7 Lady Wilson and 7-6 Late Night News. Late Night News was dreadfully unlucky in the final of the Association Cup, fell at the first turn and never really got into the race, retired early, but I think best stayer in the race will get on the back of Depeche, who'll fly early, and then I think might just run out of pace. So 7-6 Late Night News and 6-7 Lady Wilson tonight. The Nowra Puppy Classic on Sunday. How are they going to beat Jungle Johnny? I don't know, and he's still getting a fairly good price. 8-2 Jungle Johnny for the new track record holder. First dog to ever break 29 seconds at the Pine Bowl. Put 3 lengths on the previous track record, would you believe? So 8-2. And another one earlier in the program, 3-1 Skedaddle Maple. I think you can have a play as well. So that comes up Saturday night. And Wenty Park Saturday, the best bet, I've got one for you. 3-8 Summer Quinn. It's a heat of the ladies' bracelet. We've got the Bob Payne Sprint as well. But Summer Quinn flying at the moment for Peter Lagagioni from box 8. Smallish field, I think 3-8 is the best bet on the card come Saturday. And Shorty, I'll throw it back to you just quickly. Not a lot of stayers tonight at the 7:15 for a race worth $250,000. Is that just the state of affairs at the moment, or can we expect to see this happen more and more with big races and kennels just forced to not have to travel interstate?
I hope not. We've just come off our running of the Group 3 Miata at Cannington on Saturday night, and you've got one of our best up-and-coming stayers, Max Capacity, going around in the first of those 7:15 heats tonight, who was very good, finishing runner-up behind a pillar in the Association Cup. So there's one West Aussie. There's another 2 that could potentially be thrown into the ranks off their performances in the Miata there on Saturday night. And they're both relatively new to the staying ranks. They are Boracay Summer, who was the winner of the Miata, and the runner-up La Sagrada, who is a little sister to Miss Envy, who, of course, has done really, really good things on the way through. And La Sagrada, her first up run was excellent, winning the heat in 41.63, and then, despite not leading, was very, very game in defeat behind Boracay Summer. And the fact they've both gone 41.6 at both of their runs, it's a time standard that measures up against Ethanol Water when it was across here. So if you're thinking that we're a bit light on, there's potentially a couple of West Aussies. And if it's a dog like, we've got dogs like West on Booney and also West on Prancer. Generally, when the House Kennel have got a couple of stayers that can run a trip and prove themselves competitive, they're also dogs that have shown from that kennel in the past that they're prepared to travel as well. So maybe the West Aussie ranks may help a little bit over the next little patch, but it's probably one of the more talented bunches of stayers we've had here in the West for a little while, and I'm sure you would have been pretty impressed with what you saw from Max Capacity through that Association Cup series.
Yeah, we sure were. I know Pete Lagagioni's been saying that this has been the target the entire time for Max Capacity, so I'm sure he will be well performed tonight. La Sagrada was a really good performer. I think second in the Young Star from memory when she came over at the back end of last year through the $1 Million Chase Carnival. And look, the trainers here, they're happy as Larry. $250,000 and only 3 heats, so they've got a better chance of winning. No Victorians, I guess. That's the big query, and there's been a few articles get around during the week about, well, where is the staying ranks at? We've already seen this race get halved from $500,000 to $250,000, and not sure what the future holds. But either way, we've still got some really talented dogs going around tonight, and looking forward to covering it all, mate, on thedogs.com.au. Just a quick shout-out as well, if I might, Shorty. National Adoption Day, Sunday. So if you're in the area around Sydney, get down to Moore Park. We've got a couple of footy players, James Tedesco, Ryan Pappenhausen. We've got 60 greyhounds to find new homes for, and I'll be there hosting as well. Looking forward to that as well.
I love it. It's so good to get that support from a number of the big names from the NRL. I know Ryan Pappenhausen's been a lover of the sport for a significant period of time, and tremendous that they're getting behind this adoption cause.
Oh, mate, you're spot on. James Tedesco announced yesterday, so following in the footsteps of Teddy. So there'll be plenty of activations, and I'm sure a lot of footy fans in the region. But, mate, this is our biggest day of the year. This is where you can walk the gate at 10 a.m. and you can walk out sometime between 10 and 2 with your new best mate and hopefully a forever friend. And the best part about our ambassadors, Shorty, they love their greyhounds. So Teddy, Paps, and then Todd McKenny, the theatre star as well, a TV star, will also be on hand. He's had a bunch of greyhounds over the journey as well. So we're looking forward to their support, and hopefully plenty of happy faces come Sunday when they walk out of Sydney, Moore Park, I should say, with a brand new greyhound, mate.
Oh, that'll be special, and good luck to everyone getting along to that event. If you're yet to have a greyhound in your life, make sure that you go and get one there on Sunday. They are just the most magnificent creatures, and they make the best pets, that is for sure and certain. Simon, wonderful catching up with you this morning here on Great Greys. Appreciate your time as always. Have a wonderful weekend. Good luck with that big event, and we'll chat again this time next week.
Looking forward to it, mate. Hooroo.
There we have it, Simon Orchard to round out a Great Greys on this Thursday morning. For me tonight, I've had a good look through the program and come up with 3 plays. Race 2, number 1, Wyong Irving, a former Victorian. It comes here as a maiden, but like that recent trial, and went back and had a look through this greyhound's runs over on the East Coast, and they've been really nice performances. There's just run into some pretty good dogs. The dog's shown really good versatility, ranging from sort of 400 right up to 600 metres. So from box number 1 tonight, in good hands with Joe Daly, I thought Wyong Irving could make it a winning debut. Race 8, number 2, Sublime. Not crazy flash odds, around that $1.60 mark, but I'll be taking that in multis. And race 10, number 8, Page 1 News, that 29.8 run last time out was a good indicator that the dog's back in form, should have good confidence out of that run, and a reproduction of that time would see it very, very hard to hold out. So 2-1-8-2, 10-8 for me tonight out there at Cannington. As we've touched on, the live broadcast from 6 o'clock right here on TAB Radio. Make sure you're tuned in if you're not making your way to the track tonight, and we'll make you feel like you are part of the action out there on night 1 of the Western Trilogy. It promises to be absolutely first class at Cannington this evening. Maddie, as always, appreciate your time. As I'll say it again to all of our guests that are across here, from interstate, overseas, just please, anything you need, yell out. We're here to show you a great time, and wonderful to have you in town for the Western Trilogy. Have a ripper Thursday, Maddie.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.